universe for me, it's like spiritual. Like I truly believe the forces of the universe will guide you and move you,
Right.
and show you. And that was been my journey is, for me, that's how I have that faith.
Yeah, and just being open to all those things,
Being open
like
to
being
signs.
present and being open to signs,
Yeah.
and being like connected with how you feel,
Yeah.
and like really deciphering, like what we were talking about, the real thoughts from the ones that are going to lead you astray.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like 90% of the thoughts you think every day are the same as the day before.
What?
Yeah. So 90% are the same as the day before.
So you have like 70,000 thoughts a day, you were just about to say,
Yeah.
and 90% of them are the same as the day before.
So that's why it's like, can we just take 3 minutes to just directionally focus our thoughts?
Completely.
That's it.
So do you wake up in the morning, and we're recording, but this is so good.
Okay.
So do you wake up in the morning and have any kind of routine to be directional each day?
I mean, that's why I built my app.
Yeah.
Was like, I am a busy person. I wish I could sit down, but I'm so busy and I have ADHD. So like I'm moving, I need to be in motion. So I I play it on the Sonos and I just go about my day.
Yeah.
Because in the app, they're giving you mantras, affirmations. Today is a good day. You're attracting luck today. You're beautiful. You're worthy. They're just thoughts. That's why we do affirmations, because they're repatterning your neural pathways.
That's so interesting.
They're breaking up the thought process.
Yeah.
It's just listening to affirmations. I listen to Abraham Hicks. I love her.
Uh-huh.
And that's my like bare minimum low maintenance for my mental health.
For your, right.
And then it's, having some kind of anchor. I think awareness is key. Like we were talking, like even you listening to that this morning. It's like, oh yeah. And it's like, along with what you said, it's like loving Becky. I know you're trying to keep me safe.
Yeah.
That's all the mind's trying to do.
Yeah.
And we're safe. Like, I love you. We're safe.
Totally.
Like, today,
that's what I feel like I struggle with, is that I'll catch the thoughts. I'll catch the thoughts that aren't mine, or the ones that don't need to be paid attention to. But then I feel like I'm hard on myself for having them, or I'll be like, bad girl, or like, yeah. So that's the hard part, is then the self-love that comes after you have those kinds of thoughts. The compassion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Well, there's a meditation practice called loving kindness. And I mean, it took me a long time to get there. Like I hated myself. Like I struggled with eating disorders.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your path to get here, your roots, and a little bit of your background.
Well, I mean, I'm Irish.
Yeah.
My accent is diluted, which I literally hate when people tell me. Like, I meet someone every day and they're like, you don't have an accent.
You clearly have an accent, but it is a little diluted. I mean,
I've been here 11 years, but I'll go to like anyway, whatever. So I'm Irish, fully, 100%.
Love
Did my 23andMe, 99.9% Irish. I was like, maybe I'm a Viking. Like, am I some kind of Viking?
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
no,
really deep in your blood.
Literally Irish.
Yeah.
Like, get over it. Irish. I was in the music business for many years. I was in radio all throughout college in Ireland, and then at the age of 20, I moved to New York. Divinely guided, by the way. Like, as you talked about, like I was in college in Ireland. I went to the summer just to New York with my girlfriends, and I felt this inner call. And I was like, I'm supposed to be in New York.
Yeah.
But like, I'm Irish. Like, I've never been to America before.
Right.
And I was
just
like,
felt right.
I felt right, and I was studying music, TV, radio. Like, that was generally what I was in. And I went to New York, and I had like that's a whole other story, but the most incredible, insane, magical time in New York, where like the universe very clearly showed me this is where I'm supposed to be. It was like, if I didn't look at those signs, just forget about it.
Completely.
And I met all these people, and just everything started happening. I went back to Ireland, and then I got an opportunity to work at a record label in New York.
Okay.
And I left Ireland at 20, went to New York. I was dating a guy in New York, and I wanted to work in the music business. Like, I just wanted to manage artists. That was my dream. And within 6 months, I was on tour with Madonna and U2. And it just happened like that.
Like, it was like just by connections, networking.
Literally, the guy I was dating, who I didn't even know, he had this best friend that existed. And I was like leaving a club with my best friend Nadine at like 2 a.m. New York summer, like 2 a.m. walking through the West Village.
Feeling
like,
ever.
Best feeling ever.
I'm going to New York tomorrow, and I'm like,
just like walking around the streets directionless.
Directionless, nowhere to be, just like spontaneous walks in that like the smells, the air. It's so good.
But New York is an enigma in that it will bring you on an adventure.
It really will. Like
it
you,
has
if
a
you're
spirit,
open to the
right?
energy of it completely. Yeah.
And that was New York. It's like it will. It's like I don't know. Like it's guiding. New York is a place where magic can happen instantly
if you're open to it.
If you're
like we
open
keep saying,
it.
if you're open to it,
and you should go there and be like, New York, like show me something fun.
I'm going
take
to
me on an adventure.
I'm going to
like have me meet someone amazing that I didn't know, and it will do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're leaving this club in like meatpacking, and we were walking through the West Village, 2 a.m. Like, let's go to Joe's Pizza, grab a pizza. And in that moment, my best friend said, "Oh look, there's David," and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah!" And he was with this group of people. And one of the people was his best friend who I didn't know who he was. And then we're like, let's all grab pizza. And we go through the village. And the next day I get a call from this number. And it's like, hey, this is X's executive assistant. Can you be at Madison Square Garden in an hour? And I was like, who? And they were like, it's Sky Osiri. And I was like, who's that? And it was David's best friend, but he had just signed U2.
Okay.
And I had worked in music. I was working with at that time with a record label, and I was like dabbling in the music business.
Yeah.
And so I go there and I meet with Guy, and he's like, he also he's Madonna's longtime manager. And he's just so funny and great. And his second name is Osiri. So he's like, is he Irish? Like there's that banter. And it was like divine timing. He just signed U2. They're Irish. I'm Irish. He needed someone to go on tour with them.
Okay.
And that was it. I moved to Los Angeles within like a week.
Unbelievable.
And
then
I was off on tour for like 5 years.
Right. So then what happens after that? Like it feels like you had this crazy start and then maybe a little bit of a crash, which then like helped.
I was 20,
this.
so I was very young.
Yeah.
I was like super driven. I'm on tour around the world, living this insane life.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any, look, no one teaches you in school, like when we grow up, about the nervous system. So stress is, for me, I understood that if I was stressed out, I'm a stressed out being.
Like you're anxious, you have anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's just me. That's how I didn't know there was a separation. And so
that you are really, not your feelings.
That I am not stressed.
Yeah.
And if I keep saying I'm a stressed out being, I'm going to be a stressed out being.
Right.
Because my cells are listening and responding. I didn't fucking know that.
Right. Right. It's like we all know it, or not we all, but at this point we should all know it, but it's actually putting it into action, which is the hard part.
But that's hard because you're not thought that.
Right.
And our brain is programmed after the age of 7 to just hardwire.
It's like mental health needs to be a separate course in school.
100%.
Like, and starting in elementary school, it should be how we
like
can really take care of ourselves. Yeah.
What's the kids movie with all the emotions?
Inside Out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, I love that movie.
I love it too. Like to be able to name all the emotions and realize that they all can happen. Like,
and they're not you.
Exactly.
Right. Like you're here, and they're all here outside of you.
Exactly.
But your essence is, this is Whitney, this is me.
Right.
And anxiety and stress and happiness and joy they're here, but they're not me. And that's what I didn't know. And long story short, I started having panic attacks. But I was also, with a rock and roll band, so we're partying every night, we're all over, like it was crazy, very unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I had a panic attack and I thought I was going to die. And it was just like the worst experience of my life.
I've never had a panic attack before.
I don't wish it upon anyone. But for me, I felt like it was my wake-up call. It was my wake-up call. And I was brought to hospital, and it was like a whole kind of accumulative thing where I was feeling lost. I was like already here, and I wasn't fulfilled. And I was like, what's the purpose of life? I was like, really
completely.
Just like...
You were doing nothing for yourself, and you were just run ragged.
Right. Of course, but then on the outside, people will tell you, but your life is cute. Like you're on private planes, you're in 5-star hotels. Like you live the dream.
The glamour is real. Like it's super glamorous, but it doesn't fulfill you in a way that for you specifically needed to be fulfilled.
Yeah, it was an exterior. Okay, life tells you, generally we're told, if you accomplish all these things, you're doing well at life.
Yeah.
Right? You do this, get the job, get the degree, get the boyfriend, get the husband, get the house. You're doing well. But for me, I was like, I don't feel well. I feel really unwell, actually. And so I had this like dark night of the soul, I would say, where at 24, I just crashed out and I was just quite sick and ill and like really like depressed, I would say, and sad and just completely lost.
Yeah.
And burned
like
out.
quarter life crisis. I feel like so many early 20 to mid 20-year-olds feel like that.
Yeah.
Like after college, and there's just not like this world that's really open and accepting to them. Like no one likes a young 20-year-old something.
Right.
You know,
right.
like nobody wants to deal with it.
Like, stop working so fast.
No one wants to deal with anybody in their 20s.
Stop getting it done. And then I went, I had a panic attack, and then I was just like, the doctor who saw me said to me, you know, if you learn how to breathe, you give yourself remote control to your nervous system. And I was like, I don't have time for a nervous system.
You're like, I don't have time to breathe.
I don't have
like,
time.
It just
no, really,
I
actually was like, I don't have time to breathe. I don't have time for this. I have to get back to the show. I need to be, you know, it's stage time. Like, we need to fucking get out of here.
Yeah.
And it just kept happening. And eventually I came back to LA, and Guy at the time, he's good friends with Deepak Chopra. And I didn't know who that was because, again, I do not come from a spiritual background. I was not into meditation. I was going out, young in LA.
Right.
And I went to Deepak. I was 24, and I went to his center in Carlsbad.
Okay.
And I did my first meditation course.
Wow.
And it changed my life.
How long were you there?
Like a week, maybe.
Wow.
And it was difficult, right?
Yeah.
Because and that's why I created my app, because there it really is silent.
Completely. Like you needed to bring something more accessible to make it part of
that's quick.
Your life.
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
And low maintenance. For me, it was like, I need something low maintenance. I cannot commit to anything right now, meditation wise. And so it was incredible. And there I learned that the point of meditation is not to have no thoughts. And a lot of people think that. They're like, I'm sitting there, I can't do it, I'm doing it wrong.
Right.
It's like, no, and to bring it back to what you said earlier, it's like the point of meditation is to become aware of your thoughts. And for you, it's like you become aware of your thoughts, and then you bring a compassionate awareness in. It's like, hey, I love you. It's okay you had that thought. It's not even you, it's just the mind. And so it's like, you have dark thoughts, you have mean thoughts, you spiral. Like, I shout at people in the car. Like, it happens, you know? Like,
Thank God.
I'm Irish, so we're advert for using the C word. And it's just like, I can't help it sometimes. And then my personal practice, I'm like, okay, God, forgive me. Please forgive me. Immediately I'll do that. If I say something about someone, or I'll just be like, okay, cancel. So I do that.
Right.
Cancel that thought.
So when thoughts come up, though, what do you do when you feel like you need to problem solve, or it's something that you need to write down or remember, or?
Well, apart from asking ChatGPT.
Yeah. You're like, wait, let me pause this meditation for a second.
I'm like, what
do
you
this to my to-do list.
I actually do that.
You
do. You know it works.
Well, you'll pause meditations and then add things.
I'm like, wait, I had this thought. Yeah. Or an idea.
Okay, so you will actually do that.
Yeah, I will do that 100%.
I always feel so guilty for pausing, or like opening my eyes and getting distracted, or something happening, Sunny coming in, the dog coming in, like distracting. And then I'm like, oh, it's just over. It's over now. Like, why start it? You know, like, or I'll do it again when I have a full 10 to 15 minutes.
So we're gonna, like, this is a big moment for you.
Okay, tell me.
Because the whole point of that happening is the whole meditation. It's like something being like, I love you. Come in. It's like, I love myself. I love this meditation. Like, the whole thing is a meditation.
It's so true. It's like, I love my life. This is my life.
Yeah. Like, I'm so grateful I have a son to interrupt me.
Yeah.
So the meditation is awareness. If that's all you need to remember forever, that's all it should be.
I want to tell you about my newest afternoon pick-me-up, and something that seriously helped me drink more water lately. Something that I've always had trouble with. I talked about it on my stories, and I've been drinking them so much, but the Ultima Replenisher tea freshers are electrolyte powerhouses. So Ultima Replenisher is a daily electrolyte drink mix with 6 key electrolytes and absolutely none of the junk. 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carbs. It's made with plant-based flavors and colors. It's gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan, and keto-friendly. Ultima is truly healthy, everyday hydration. If you're looking for a refreshing, flavorful way to stay hydrated this summer, I highly suggest you check out the new Tea Freshers variety pack with 4 delicious fruit and iced tea fusions. There's strawberry acai green tea, lemon black tea, peach green tea, and mango dragon fruit green tea. Ultima's Tea Freshers help you stay replenished every day while enjoying those fruity iced tea flavors you love without any of the junky stuff. This is a real feel-good hydration you can enjoy every day. I keep a few packets in my bag every day. I took them to New York this week. They really saved me. Get 20% off your first order and free shipping at ultimareplenisher.com with code WITHWHIT20. Again, that's code WITHWHIT20 for 20% off your first order and free shipping at ultimareplenisher.com. Let's talk about lips. Why do we always forget SPF for our lips? Who else always remembers sunscreen but forgets about their lips and are reminded the hard way with painful, crackly, dry lips? With just 3 layers of skin compared to 15 on your face, lips are more vulnerable to sunburn, fine lines, and premature aging. Our lips need SPF too, and that's why I'm obsessed with Iris and Romeo's Weekend Skin Lip SPF 30. It's not just another lip balm, it's a complete lip upgrade. Iris and Romeo's Weekend Skin Lip SPF 30 is the first of its kind lip balm oil hybrid with mineral SPF 30 and moisturizing color to protect those delicate layers of your lips. It has no white cast, no aftertaste, and is formulated for sensitive skin. It comes in 3 wearable medium tint shades designed to enhance your natural lip color. I've been using the shade Dawn a ton, and it's truly perfect for me. Iris and Romeo is absolutely killing it with their clean, minimalist, and modern essentials. I already know that these are going to be mainstays in my bag this summer, especially for our East Coast summer when it'll be so hot and so sunny. Visit irisandromeo.com and use code WITHWHIT at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. That's IRIS and ROMEO.com and use code WITHWHIT for 20% off your first order.
So why don't we do a quick meditation?
Yeah, let's do it. I want to do that.
Let's do
okay.
Like 2 minutes.
Yes, that
Let me
would
see
be
the
great.
clock. Okay, so we'll close
I
our eyes.
need this. Okay.
Okay, close your eyes.
I'm going to sit back.
And we're going to drop our shoulders. And I want you to imagine you are taking the elevator from your mind down into your heart. And you're just going to drop into your heart. Take a deep breath into your nose. Exhale through your mouth, let it go. And now, as you're sitting in your heart, I want you to imagine you're breathing through your heart. And imagine, like, inside your heart, you're sitting here in this room and it's filled with this warm, loving energy, like just somebody who loves you so much, no matter how you look, what you say, all the mistakes you might make. Breathing into your nose, filling up your heart. Exhale to your mouth, let it go. And in this space, in your heart, you're so loved. And we let go of all the baggage we carry, all the weight of needing to do everything right, of needing to be right and to have the perfect life. Breathing into your nose, filling up your heart with this golden light. Exhale, let it go. And we drop any expectations. And we feel this awareness, this energy is entering your heart now. And it's this awareness of love, pure, unconditional love. And it feels like a big warm hug, just letting you know that you are perfect and whole, enough as you are in this very moment. Breathing into your nose one last time. Exhale, fill your heart with this golden light. And we bring a gratitude into our heart. Just sitting here in your heart, feeling this connection to yourself, the connection to your true being, this true essence that behind all the masks the mind likes to put on us, we let them go in this moment, and we just sit here in the center of your heart, feeling love and gratitude for yourself, for the life that you live, and for the truest version of you that is here to be loved, is here to receive. and is here to live a happy, joyful, wonderful experience of life. And we just allow our thoughts to dissipate, just to gently float by like clouds in a blue sky. They're here one moment, gone the next. But what's always here, breathing in, is this connection to your heart, this connection to yourself. And we soften our mind, soften our heart, and we allow ourselves to receive love, gratitude in this moment. And just feel how different it feels to live from your heart, to be heart-minded, to think thoughts that feel good, to think thoughts about yourself that make you feel so good and confident and good about yourself and your life, and feel how those thoughts feel so different. And now feel how when you think thoughts about other people that are positive and loving, judgment-free, how that action also affects your life. And so we choose in this moment to land in our heart, to soften, and to allow yourself to be as you are without needing to fix or change anything. Bringing your awareness to your feet, to your legs, to your heart, and allowing yourself to come back into this moment. And allow the mind to just drift away and to communicate, to live today from this heart-centered place, and to be inspired, see what comes to you. How do you want to talk? How do you want to communicate? How do you want to be without the filter of the mind?
So good. I feel so relaxed. Like at first, honestly, I was like, oh my God, what does my jacket look like? Like it's all wrinkled, but it's my hair look like right now? Like I'm sitting here, I can't fix it. Like I'm just gonna be sitting here, and it's so fluorescent. And then like it was like a first minute of that, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm like filming a meditation. This is so cringe. And then like after a minute of that, it's like, just fucking like, excuse me, just like shut up and enjoy this moment. Like these are the moments that then help you enjoy every other moment. Yeah. Like I don't want to sit here and be anxious and have all this anxious, nervous energy. Like I don't want that. I've told myself, and I say this all the time, but after I meet with people like you or people that really hit me deeply and give me actual takeaways, that it's just so hard for me then to be consistent with it. Like it's the hardest part. And I'll remember like this morning I had ample time to meditate. And I thought about it specifically because I was like, I'm going to record this with you and I would love to be centered and calm. And I remember talking to you about my energy going into podcasts or going into social events or anything where I have to perform. I have this kind of social anxiety that comes out that then becomes real, and then I leave feeling like, what did I just say? How was I? Like, why can't I just be cool? And so like it's like I know all these things. I know what I need to do, and the meditation is so major for me, but I'm just like I don't sit down to actually do it.
Honestly, I don't even think for you a meditation practice is the key. I think it's, I don't even know if we talked about this in the meditation we did, but imagine you're like an onion and all these layers, right? So like a few things you just said is like you have to perform. Like you don't have to perform. People are inviting you to do things because you're you. And I think it's for you.
I feel like I'm inviting them to do things and I need to show up in a certain way for them. I mean, this is not a therapy session.
Yeah, I know.
But I do feel a need to like live up to someone's expectations of what they think I am or how they think I am.
Well, this is why meditation helps. But meditation is not just sitting down and doing this.
Right.
So you need to let go of that. Right now for you, what will be most helpful is your relationship with your thoughts. And like these little like it's an excavation within. Like so journaling would be I love journaling.
Journaling I really want to get back into. I did that as a kid, like as a little girl, which is interesting. And I have so many diaries and I loved it, but I love to write. Like I write all my schedule out. I write my to-do list. Like it really makes me feel productive and whole and feels good. So yeah, I feel like journaling would be really major
and just
for
like
me.
a letter. Like you could write a letter that's like to the part of you that feels like she has to perform. Because it's part of you. It's not separate, right? And now I'm getting...
No, completely. All right. Am I the only one who hasn't been to Aruba yet? It's officially top of my family vacay list to take Sunny. The more I look into going, the more I'm like, why haven't I booked this yet? Aruba isn't just another vacation destination, and it's not just about gorgeous beach views, although TripAdvisor did just name Eagle Beach as the best beach of 2025. It's about a deep sense of calm, joy, and connection that people seem to bring back with them. Aruba has the sunniest skies in the Caribbean with consistent warm temperatures, crystal blue water, and cooling breezes. How good does that sound right now? I would run away from my responsibilities and escape there right now if I could. It makes it so easy to drop into vacation mode. And what really makes it special is how the locals care for the island and how visitors are encouraged to do the same. The islands reward guests who are curious and open to give it their love. That's why they say, when you love Aruba, it loves you back. I know that when we eventually get there, Sunny is going to be immediately obsessed. Aruba is the kind of place that seems to have soul nourishing, bring the family, reconnect with yourself kind of energy. So whether you're looking for a spontaneous escape with your whole family or you want to go for a more calming time with no kids, maybe it's time we both finally go. Plan your next trip at Aruba.com. Again, that's Aruba.com. As we get older, it's easy to chalk changes in our bodies up to just aging, but there's actually a lot more going on beneath the surface. Every day, your cells are under stress from things like pollution, poor sleep, UV exposure, a less than ideal diet, and even emotional strain. All of this takes a toll, damaging your DNA and disrupting how your cells function. That's when things like low energy, brain fog, joint discomfort, and slower recovery start to show up. Your mitochondria become less efficient because two essential molecules, NADH and CoQ10, decline with age. Add to that a big drop in collagen production, and you've got the perfect storm for feeling not quite like yourself. That's where Strong Cell comes in. Their patent pending formula is designed to go beyond surface level symptoms and tackle aging at the root, at the cellular level. It combines NADH to recharge your mitochondria, CoQ10 to ignite energy production, and marine collagen to help rebuild your skin, joints, and connective tissue from the inside out. Users report more consistent energy, quicker recovery, sharper focus, and a body that feels stronger and more resilient. You can try Strong Cell risk-free for 30 days. Visit strongcell.com and use code Whitney at checkout for 20% off your order. That's strongcell.com. It's not magic, it's cellular science, and it's time to make it work for you. Reclaim your energy, rediscover your strength. Try Strong Cell today. Do you give yourself journal prompts in the morning, or will you just write randomly whatever you're feeling?
I don't do well with like minds. Like I try to get out of the mind.
Yeah.
Right? So like I write consistently. That's my one consistent tool, and I'll just write like, hey, like if this part, let's give me an example. Like I just told you I was doing this retreat in Miami, and I got really anxious, And then I was like, why am I so anxious? Like, I lead meditations for hundreds of people. This is insane. This is like 50 people circle, and I'm like over here sweating.
But look at you expecting yourself to be perfect.
Right. And so I wrote a letter to that version of me.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, the younger part of me that thought I wasn't good enough, that I had to perform for love. I love you, and you don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. That's really amazing. Tell us what you did in that moment, because you were teaching me that pressure point trick.
So this is I do this all the time. If I'm doing if I'm ever anxious or feel like a panic, and I've had panic attacks, so I'm like, I don't have panic attacks.
Right.
That's I don't want that. So this is a meridian point between these two fingers, and you'll feel like a tender point, and you press that, and you bring your thumb underneath it, and this one finger here, and you press it, and you bring your awareness straight to your feet. And as you press that, your anxiety will absolutely leave. And then I bring a mantra in. So mantras are helpful because a mantra means mind protecting.
Right.
So it protects itself against the mind. I have one literally tattooed here. That's how neurotic I am.
Right. So in case you forget.
I need to see it.
I need that. I need like everything tattooed on me so I remember. Be here now. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, so mantras actually work. So I'll do this and I'm like, I am not my thoughts. I am where I'm supposed to be. I'm here. I feel calm. So telling yourself when you have anxiety, I feel calm. I know it's annoying because you feel anxious.
Right.
But anxiety lasts 90 seconds. And whatever happens after those 90 seconds is the story you're feeding it.
Right.
So that's important to remember. So if you have anxiety, if the mind says, I have anxiety, no, cancel. So I do that. Cancel that thought.
Cancel it.
I feel calm. I feel good. I am here.
You tell yourself the opposite emotion.
The opposite. Because there's a thing called psychoneuroimmunology, PNI. And it's the most fascinating thing I'm obsessed with right now. And it's a study that your cells are responding to your thoughts real time. So it's a similar thing. It's like, I feel sick. I feel sick. Ever meet someone who's just like, I was sick?
Always. Yeah. Always.
Because
and
you keep telling it. And then you create it. Because your cells are actually responding to your thoughts real time. So if I keep telling my cells, I feel anxious, I feel I'm not good enough, they're going to respond and create an environment because you've told it to create that environment.
Yeah.
It's like the brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and what's real. It does not know the difference. So if you're inputting to the brain, I'm experiencing anxiety, anxiety's happening, it's going to create that environment for you. So the mantra cuts it off. It like slices it in half. It's like, and I cancel things a lot.
Yeah.
It's like my friends know I'll be sitting and like, I might not even say the thought out loud. I'll just be sitting there drinking coffee. Like, cancel.
Right.
And they're just fucking psychopaths.
Right. No, but that's amazing.
But I have
say
to
it
do
out
it.
loud so that it actually cancels
and you
it.
tell the brain that you could start doing that. Like, I might judge someone. I'm like, oh my God, look at her shoes. It's
well,
like,
I have such a problem with that. So I really want to stop judging people because and not even judging, maybe a little bit judging, maybe a little bit being a bitch, maybe a little bit just like being in Los Angeles and getting caught up here and like, sometimes I have 3 sisters too. We grew up in this culture where we were just like always talking about people, whatever. And I just think that because I do this sometimes, like my insecurity is that everybody else is doing that too.
Right.
Even if they are, if they're not. And I'm gotten to the point where I don't care if they are, that's fine. Like everybody's talking about everybody, but I really want to stop doing it because I think it's making me paranoid and I think it's just putting up bad energy into the world.
For sure.
Like I think it's one thing for Timmy and I to have like a conversation about how people behave or like people's emotional IQ or that kind of thing. But to just like talk about people just to talk about people just feels gross.
Yeah. I mean, it's back to your awareness.
Yeah.
So like, how does your awareness feel when you judge people, right? Because you can talk about someone, but if your awareness is compassionate.
Right.
So there's this metaphor from Ram Dass, and it's like, imagine you're walking out into a forest, right? Just imagine, you don't have to close your eyes, but imagine you're walking. You're like, oh fuck, she's going again.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't do this.
I'm like, let me get my hair right.
It's like, imagine you're walking into a forest. So many different trees, hundreds of different types of trees, hawthorn tree, oak tree, palm trees. You don't say that tree doesn't look like that palm tree. they're just
that
fucking
tree
trees.
is ugly.
Right.
Yeah.
What an ugly tree.
Yeah.
God forbid I look like that.
I don't know. Probably I would be like, that's my favorite tree. That's the prettiest one. That's like not the prettiest one. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would do this rating thing in my head. And I feel like it's coming also back into this like aging thing for me. I just turned 40 and I feel like I'm so just thinking constantly about being 40 and like how people look and comparing myself to how other people look at my age, and I'm just like, I need to stop that as well. Yeah. Okay, enough about me. Okay, so you're in this low moment. You get out. You find the power of meditation, and you feel though that meditation feels maybe too overwhelming or intimidating to like the average person. You couldn't do it. So that's what then bears the idea for mindful nation, and tell us what that is.
Yeah, I mean, so I did that. I couldn't meditate, and I just felt like everyone was giving, like, Instagram's giving the wrong message. Like, meditation's not about sitting down and having no thoughts. It's the opposite of that. It's loving your thoughts,
right?
Creating a loving relationship with yourself. It's literally awareness. So I was just thought, wow, I don't want to. I need to do something about this. And specifically for artists, because I worked obviously with Madonna and U2, and like they also like need tools.
Completely.
And I worked with a lot of other artists, and it was
so many voices.
So many. And I talk about comparison and like people looking at you and expecting you to be somebody.
So much imposter syndrome and completely.
And so I just started like doing it with Guy at his company, and then I launched Mindful Nation with Live Nation. It was actually the CEO of Live Nation, Michael Rapino, he's like the #1 music executive in the world. Yeah. And he meditates. Yeah. And he gets it. And there's not many people like that. And it was like another hand of God. Like, he heard that I was getting into meditation, and he was like, you need to come and do this for Live Nation. And I did. And I was 25 at the time. I started Mindful Nation with Live Nation.
Amazing.
And the concept was to make it modern and accessible. And it's like, also, it's okay if you don't. I don't do the app for 5 days at a time, and I drink 10 cold brews instead.
Right. Like,
and
everything is a balance of extremes.
Yes.
Like, you can be extreme at times, but that there comes a point where you need to like bring it back a little bit.
It's the coming back.
Exactly. And it's the noticing when you're being like this and the coming back.
Yeah. With love.
Right.
So it's not coming back and being like, I'm such a bad mindfulness founder. I didn't even use my own app. It's like, I love myself. I'm going to use it right now.
Completely. Like, I can change this. Yeah. This doesn't mean it's me.
So it's 3-minute meditation.
Okay.
That's the concept.
Okay.
With really good music. Because
Amazing.
I have ADHD, so I get distracted easily.
Yeah.
The music, the beat will keep you focused. And it's really good music. Again, I think I told you, I built it in Scorpios in Mykonos.
Yes.
So it's like the music is from Mykonos.
That's amazing.
And it's really fun, and it will uplift you. So versus a meditation app that will like make you calm and might bring up more anxiety, this app will make you feel good and happy and positive and give you hope.
Music has such a power to do
so
that.
It's 3 minutes in the morning, I always say. These are your vibes. How do you want to feel? Again, the concept of inside out. You decide how you want to feel.
Amazing.
You don't wake up and say, anxiety is running my day today with the reins. You say, I'm going to feel powerful. You press powerful, 3 minutes. Different trainers. This is my personal favorite place in the app. It's like the Spotify for on demand. This one is for morning, anxiety, my personal favorite playlist, mindfulness, summer, all this affirmations only themes. For like 20-second affirmations.
That's amazing.
And then the most used playlist,
sleep.
And that's binaural beats.
Okay, amazing.
So they're just like beats that will tap off your thinking mind. That really works. Like, look, it was actually my last play class. Fall asleep fast.
Yeah, fall asleep fast.
I'll be asleep within 2 minutes in that class.
That's amazing.
And that's it. 3 minutes, and that's on the go.
And
I actually rarely sit down and just do it. Like, I'll wake up in the morning, make my coffee, and I'm listening to it. And that's enough. Because again, it's about just programming your mind.
Right. And you're still soaking it in.
You're still soaking it in.
You don't need to be sitting in silence on a pillow.
No.
Right. Your eyes closed.
Yeah. It's just going to make you feel worse about yourself.
Completely.
It's just like,
I mean, I will meditate laying down. Like, I meditate laying down. But even sometimes, I love that it's 3 minutes, because even sometimes the 10 to 15 minutes feels like completely inaccessible.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this, but I started with meditation with a mindful-based stress reduction. Right. And I went into it where it was like full 45 to an hour long body scans.
Wow.
And I signed up for this course because I really wanted to take a hold of my grief at the time. Like my dad had passed and I just wasn't feeling like I was moving on. But then I ended up where I was pregnant. And so I started this course pregnant, but I was so nauseous. And I was like, wait, this will be even better. It's like good for me to do these kinds of courses while I'm physically going through something to really like learn how to quiet it down. But if I'm being perfectly honest, it completely like, what's the word? What am I trying to say? I got completely turned off by meditation because of it, because it was just like way too much and too overwhelming and too much time.
I actually did that course and I left.
You did?
I didn't finish. I was like, I can't. This is
too much.
Yeah, I just think there's a more efficient way to achieve that goal.
Completely.
You know, which I think we're living in that world now.
Yeah, and like for people that say they don't have the time, like this is the answer.
That's my person. Yeah. Like our tagline is like, meditation for people who can't meditate.
Completely. Yeah. Or literally can't. Yeah. What are some empowering tidbits or affirmations that you personally turn to when things get chaotic?
I am where I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
The universe has my back.
Mm-hmm.
I am in the right place at the right time, and everything that is for me will come to me. I strongly believe that what's for you hasn't passed you, and it won't pass you.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to argue with that. There's a big TikTok thing about that. But I don't believe that in the right person, wrong time. I don't believe in wrong. I believe divine timing.
Mm-hmm.
When it's supposed to happen, it will happen.
It will happen.
Unless you don't open the door. Like
Completely.
You said, you have to be open.
Completely. Unless you don't open the door, or unless it wasn't like meant to be. Like I always said that with Timmy. Like Timmy and I met and it was kind of this forbidden love and we couldn't be together, but we were in love with each other. And we always said if this is meant to be, it will be. Like if our love is actually strong enough and we are meant to be, we will.
Wow.
And we
were. Both with other people?
We were both with other people. Like at first we met, we weren't with other people, but I was filming this TV show and he was a producer on the show and we couldn't be together. So it was like there was this intense energy between us, but it wasn't until the show was over and we left other relationships and it happened because like the love was real and we were meant to be with each other. But like that's my proof. Yeah. So some of the other thoughts you were saying. I'm in the right place. What was it?
Nothing. What's for me hasn't passed me.
Right. What's for me hasn't passed
me.
Yeah. For people who like feel weird or silly meditating, what is like some self-compassion that they can give themselves?
There's no wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
I always say that. There's no wrong way to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible.
Mm-mm.
So like you're good.
Yeah.
Sitting there and like, I'm also saying that to you.
Yeah.
Like there's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no meditation police, sitting down, creating and I think stop thinking about it as a bucket in your day, as a productivity checklist. Meditation is about your relationship with yourself, first and foremost. Doesn't need to be an app, doesn't need to be a journal. How are you with you?
Right.
And it's strengthening and creating that relationship with yourself and loving yourself and loving the part of you who can't love yourself. You know?
Right. Because the more love you give to it, the more love you will.
And just allowing it all to exist.
Yeah, completely.
Allowing yourself to also be messy, I think, is important today.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that people really want to see that. Like people are yearning for the realness, for the rawness, for
just real life.
For real life.
Yeah.
For real life. What are you finding in your practice right now that people are really struggling with?
A lot of people that are coming to my classes right now are feeling very lost. And I think it's a collective lostness. There's, again, collective energy happening. There's a lot happening in the world. And a lot of people don't look at it because they just need to survive. And that will put you into survival mode, which will create a lot of panic. So just feeling lost. And I would say to that is, that's where stillness really helps. Stillness can be a medicine, like just sitting down and really asking yourself, like, you know, what you need. What does your heart need in this moment? It's shut off the mind. It's like the mind. We got to like figure out, turn an off button.
Off button. Right. Speaking of off button, is there like a specific nighttime routine that you have to calm down your brain?
Yeah. I use essential oils because they really shift your energy. So I'll put some lavender on, and I have a diffuser at home.
Amazing.
I have a chamomile tea.
Yeah.
Not every night, maybe once every 7 days.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being real.
Yeah, we're being real
once
here.
every 7 days.
Yeah.
That really helps.
That's like my meditation practice right now. It's like once every 7 days.
Yeah. It's like also drinking tea is sometimes a meditation, but just
right, just the thought of being present and doing it and sitting down and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a somatic relief.
Right.
And I will actually listen to like a sound frequency. Like I'll ask Alexa to put on a sound class, like a frequency or something that will just turn my brain off.
Turn your brain off. But do you like not look at your phone for a certain amount of time before bed, or how are you with your phone?
In my current phase of life, pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it's because my time zone
yeah.
and my family are in Ireland, so and my friends are in Athens, Greece. So they're waking up when I'm going to bed. But I will leave it outside of my bed because of the EMF. But I've started journaling with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That's
amazing. I should do that.
Yeah, she's just talk and text.
Oh my God, that's my new thing. All my family and friends are gonna start murdering me. I literally sent the longest text this morning because I was talking. It was it's as if I just found out that this technology exists, and I'm just my text was literally like a full essay. But yeah, okay, so you talk it into ChatGPT.
I'm like, give me some 10 prompts. 3 prompts to put me to bed in a good mindset, and I've created my own bot in ChatGPT. So she talks to me like, she's like, "Good night, Angel. Like, don't worry about this. It will be there tomorrow."
Timmy's talks to him like that too. I don't know how he got this relationship with his ChatGPT. Mine is very, very business. It's like straight to business.
Mirrors you.
I know, it must be. It must be. Yeah. That's so funny. That's so funny.
But one thing I do love, and I do this a lot, is I put my legs up the wall.
Okay, for like blood circulation. Yeah.
And that helps you go to sleep and fall asleep faster.
Yeah. How do you feel about the energy in LA? Like, you've traveled, you've been all over, you're an energetic person. Like, I'm so curious how you feel about like the energy here.
Well, when I've lived in LA, it's shifted a lot since COVID. Like before, I felt like a lot of lost souls. And again, you have to think of LA, it's the city of angels, right? There's a lot of light here. A lot happens here. So everyone's going to be attracted to this light. So there's a lot of lost souls in LA, but they're just looking for light. So I don't resonate with LA personally. Like, I'm going back to Greece.
You are.
Yeah. That's my home.
That's your goal.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here for work. But LA has a lot to offer. Living here full time for me would not work. But I do astrocartography. Have you ever done your astrocartography?
No.
It's like you can see around the world where you should live.
Oh my God, I need to do that.
So yeah, you should do that.
How do you? I'll send something online. Okay. Okay.
But that will show you where is good for work, where is good for family, where is good for love. So LA specifically for me is great for work.
For work, yeah.
But for home life is Europe.
Yeah.
So everyone's different with different places. So you might have a very difficult line here if you don't vibe with it.
I don't vibe with it, but work wise, it works for me, and even family right now, because I'm one of 5 kids, and all of them are here. My mom is here, and she's not doing so well. So it's like, it's kind of like I have to, but I also know that it doesn't have to be forever, or that it won't be forever.
And you can change your reality. So do some go. Change your perspective around it.
That's what I'm trying to do, is like shift my perspective of it, so that I don't wake up and I'm just like, ugh, this city, like, what am I going to do today?
Right. Well, because that's what you'll get. So you could just wake up tomorrow and be like, LA is offering me a new experience today.
Yes.
I'm going to feel good. I'm going to meet cool, new, normal people.
Yes, completely. But I'll try. Do I say like I love LA, or is that no?
I wouldn't say I love LA. I would if I
I love LA.
And then you walk outside and you're just like, oh, I hate this place.
Yeah. I can't be one of those people.
No, if I were you, I would wake up and I would say, today LA is going to bring me a new experience. I'm going to feel a new energy today about LA. LA is going to give me a reason to feel different about it today. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have a great experience in LA today. Something new, bring in a new energy.
Okay. You should be, are you like a life coach as well?
Well, it just happens, kind of.
I'm like, I want to have a session with you every week. So, all right. We discussed Do you want to say who the app is designed for? Or, I mean, I'm sure it's designed for everybody.
And you know what's funny? It's like so funny that we're here talking about the app because I'm also just like not about apps right now.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
You know, and like I just feel like we're entering an era of like, people are so sick of people selling them things.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, my app works. If you want to, if you're having anxiety, if you're having a life crisis, it works. If you need a 3-minute thing, it will work. But also, your connection to yourself is really what's gonna do the job.
Completely.
Like I'm not here to just get you to buy a subscription, even though it's free. But
completely.
It's like, let's do the job. Like, I want you to feel your best and to heal what's blocking you and have a good experience in this life. Because for me, I had such a tumultuous experience in the music business, and that was where like I experienced the darkness of LA.
Right.
You know, there can be a lot of darkness, but when you tune your inner light and you focus within yourself, that's when your life will change
completely,
and you won't attract those experiences anymore because you're not open to them.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, is that it is so important to listen to yourself, and like sometimes are some of the bad thoughts worth listening to, or like how do you decipher what you should listen to and what not to listen to?
That's a really, really good question.
Yeah.
And because that's something I struggle with. And I think I told you, like, I'm a medium. So, like, I get a lot of information. And I'm always like, what is that for? What do you mean lemons? Like, yesterday I got this channel happen for one of my friends, and it was so random. And this person came and she was like, lemons. And I'm like, lemons? You know, like, how does that mean? And then my thoughts will come in and be like, you should tell her to look for a lemon tree. And I'm like, how do I know that's a thought and not me?
Right.
And so what I do is I ask myself, how does it feel? So if you're having a thought if I'm having a thought that's like negative and like, oh, you're so fat, or like, oh my God, you're on the beach and like, you're so fat, you know, like something, a thought will come. I'll ask myself, here you go. I'll ask myself, is this based on truth? Is that thought based on truth? No.
What if you don't know if it's based on truth or not? What if you're not sure? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to ask.
Well, then you can ask yourself, do you want that thought to be true?
Right.
Is that a thought you want to be true? If the answer is no, it's like, okay, well, it's just a thought. It can go.
It can go.
It's not permanent. It's temporary.
Right. Is that a thought that I want to be true?
Yeah.
Is there a nugget of wisdom that you hope people will walk away from this conversation with? One little nugget, or a big one?
Or a big one. A nugget of wisdom that's not like, you're good enough as you are right now. There's nothing to fix. I would say there are no mistakes in life. There are no mistakes. Where you are today is where you're supposed to be. You're listening to this. Look out for signs. The universe will give you a very clear sign. Like, ask for a butterfly, ask for 222, ask for angel numbers, ask for, you're supported. Thank you. There you go.
Totally.
You're supported. You're not alone on this journey. Like, we all have so much invisible support that I just know from my own life is true. And you're not alone. Look out for, connect with your spirit guides, connect to your angels, connect to life. Ask life, if you don't like that language, ask life for a sign on like what to do, because you have a path. You're here for a reason. You have a soul purpose, and you're on that purpose. You're where you're supposed to be. And if you feel like you're lost, ask for a sign, and that sign will come, and that sign will guide you.
That's so beautiful. I was talking to my best friend who believes this too. She was telling me about, we both have lost our parents. Her mom passed away last year. My dad passed away 13 years ago. And she was telling me how she is just so open to her energy being around, that she gets so many signs from her. And part of me was like, oh God, you know, like, Joe.
Thank you.
And then I'm like, no, but if that is making you feel closer to your mom, and you're really seeing these things, and it's making you believe in this connection, and that she's still here just on a different plane, like, then that's beautiful. And like, I want to believe that too, you know? So I
think it comes, look, spiritual awakening is no small feat. I was not spiritually aware. I was deep in it. And then it happened to me. And it's real. So it happened. Everyone has to have their own experience of it to really understand what it, because spirituality is different to everybody.
Completely. And the
You
degrees
know?
of it.
Yeah.
And right. Oh, well, this was amazing. Where can everyone find you and download the app and stay connected?
My Instagram is Niamh_mindful and Mindful Nation in the App Store.
Yay! And TikTok.
I think we have a code for Whitney.
Okay.
I can hear Sarah screaming to the wall.
Yeah. I mean, it will definitely be in the description.
I think it's Whit.
With Whit?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
My Irish accent.
Whit.
Thank you.
Okay, well, next I'm coming to Greece with you.
You're going to Santorini, right?
I don't know. I want to.
We gotta go to Greece.
Yeah, I have to.
That's where the magic is.
Yeah. So lovely to be with you. Thank you for being here.